Have you ever had a setback that's knocked you off your feet and left you questioning everything? Well, you're not alone. The other week, I was quite literally knocked off of my feet. So what happened? The other week, I competed at the Mount Sac Relays in LA, and I lined up on the starting line of the FloTrack Steeplechase with unwavering confidence. This was the most confident I've ever been for a steeple. I knew that my training had been going well. I had run a PB a couple weeks before in Stanford, and it was my first time going sub 10. I felt great. I was gonna make my mark as a steeplechase runner. But that's not how it went down. Sometimes, despite our best efforts and preparations, things just don't go according to plan. It was a messy race, chaotic, and yeah, I may have full-on whacked into the steeple barrier.
Well, that hurt like hell.
I never settled, battling with the girls around me for position, which was very fatiguing. And with each misstep, my confidence crumbled. This wasn't just a physical setback. It was like I got gut punched, leaving me doubting my abilities. I would like to say that I dusted myself off and set my sights on redemption, but it's not that easy. Yes, I kept at it. Yes, I continued to put my all into training, but those doubts, yeah, they were nagging. They were nagging in the background, and I took that with me for a few weeks, feeling a bit scared of the barriers. So what did I do?
Training montage with music.
I stripped it all back to focus on the now. Mentally, I hit a reset, back to basics. I know that I can run, check. Making my workouts count, check. Jump over the hurdle, check. When you focus on the moment, there's no time to dwell on the what ifs. How can you go wrong if you just focus on making the present right? Race week again, my second chance. This time I'm back in Stanford, where I ran my previous PB 3 weeks earlier. Now this race, windy as worse than before, and it rained before during my race in Stanford, and this was worse. The wind was very strong.
Let's go, Stevie!
And compared to my Mount Sac race, which was perfect conditions, it was such a still night, it was warm, not too warm. That was the setup for a perfect race. This was not. And it was the perfect excuse lined up for me, right?
Excuses.
And I was nervous going into this race. I knew that I was either going to be the slowest in the fast heat or one of the fastest in the slow heat. And I ended up being in that slower heat. But the plan was I focused on my own race, on my rhythm, and reminded myself that every time I pushed through the wind, it was going to be pushing me on the other side of the track. And that was me taking something negative and twisting it into something positive. So anyway, I ignored everyone else around me. I ran my own race, and I started maybe in second or third, and I just kind of kept my pace consistent, tried to build up with each lap. And guess what? I nailed it. First place and 1 second away from my PB.
Yes!
And just like that, I felt back to my old self, excited about my goals again. Or so I thought. Fast forward to this week. I felt like my confidence had been rebuilt since my success at Stanford, but I'm doing my next big race, which is the Sound Running Track Fest. Now this is a big meet for me. A lot of fast girls. I'm definitely one of the slowest people in this race. Being in a big group in the steeplechase is scary. It is scary. I was daunted by the fact of 19 people being in my race and having to negotiate barriers with them there. but also making sure that I'm in the race and competing, because I need to run with the fast girls to be able to run a fast time. So just when the confidence back to normal, those nerves came creeping back in again. I was really nervous for this race. But I guess it's just experience and taking these risks. I learned something from each of these races that I was then able to take into the next one, and that is so valuable. So I guess this is the takeaway. Keep chasing those dreams and know that you might feel nervous while doing them, but that shouldn't stop you from doing them. See you next time.